Welcome back to our Star Wars Battlefront review discussion. I'm Dan Stapleton. This is Mitch Dyer, our reviewer.
Yeah.
Brian Altano.
Hi.
And Brian Albert.
Hey, everyone.
Making noises. Thank you, guys.
That's me.
Audio.
Yeah. One of the big controversial topics about Battlefront is, like, why doesn't it have a campaign? Shouldn't it have a campaign? And I want to throw it open to you guys. Like, how much does it hurt Battlefront to not have a single-player campaign?
I think it less hurts the game that it doesn't have one. Like, I feel like if it had one, obviously we'd be happy.
Yeah, more is better.
Yeah, and the fact that it doesn't, I'm okay with, because I think it's a great multiplayer game, and I like a lot of it. Of the reaction to the lack of a campaign. So DICE says we're not doing a campaign, people get angry, they wonder if the game's going to have enough content. So DICE adds all
I was really against that. And then I started digging into all the modes and all the content, and I am so happy with what's there right now. Everyone has been saying that this feels like it's been feature stripped and that it's not a complete package. I actually don't feel that way at all. And what's really fascinating with me is I found that there's a lot of single-player stuff in this game that I'm finding myself in love with that I didn't really think I would love so much. A lot of the unlockables are based the Empire are fighting. I know the context there, you know? It's that they all hate each other.
Yeah.
And I have seen the movies and I know why they hate
I try to play them for one or two reasons. One is that I think the mechanics are great and I want to get better at it, which is like Dota, basically. Mm-hmm. Or that I really like the story, and even if the game's not super fun to play, like I'm still enjoying what they're saying. This game doesn't do either of those for me. I would love a Star Wars story to play through, especially with something so beautiful. But like I'm having fun playing this kind of game that I've never really played before, which is like, after an hour, I'm kind of tired of it, but I had a great time with my friends for an hour.
And the word I almost used in the review, but I didn't want to because I feel like it would be misconstrued, is disposable.
I was literally just thinking that word. Look at that.
Yeah, because it's like a popcorn movie, right? Like, you're going to sit there, you're going to eat some trash, you're going to watch some fun stuff happen, you're going to leave, and you go, that was fun, and you never think about it again.
Well, that's exactly why I'm so in love with this game, because the way I've been playing it specifically is that I'll get home from work and I'll play 2 or 3 matches, and then I'll go on with my night. Or I'll wake up and before work, which is I've been doing every day this week, is get up and play 30, 40 minutes of Battlefront. Single player stuff. And that stuff is in this game to a degree. So I'm finding myself getting involved in the kind of like almost like trophy achievement-esque stuff that the game has baked in, which is pretty much like scratches the single player itch that I would be getting for anything but a definitive story.
So you and I should be playing like the co-op survival stuff.
Yeah.
On like Master, finishing out all those stars.
Sure.
Doing that stuff.
So for me, I think the lack of a campaign isn't so much something that hurts Battlefront, because I think it's okay for a game to be only to multiplayer or only single player. You don't need both. You end up with tacked on garbage.
Yep.
I think what hurts it is kind of external. And there's no single player Star Wars game right now that looks this good and makes me feel like I'm immersed in that world.
Right. Like it's created a void that it never intended to fill.
Right. So it's that highlights the lack of that game.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a mark against Battlefront, but it makes me want that single player game.
Well, it's like going to a restaurant and realizing that all the cooks there are amazing, and you're like, "Do you guys make pizza?" And they're like, "No." And you're like, "But you should. You'd be."
All right. Well, that's part 2 of our Star Wars Battlefront review discussion. Thank you guys for joining us, and thank you guys for participating. We'll have much more on Star Wars Battlefront coming up.